I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to let you see me touch that exhaust. But first, let's talk about the burr. I call it a pineapple because it's not really an egg. It would be a long egg. That's why I call it a pineapple. And it's a double cross cut, but it's not coarse. Okay? And what's all important here is the angle of how you're going to be cutting this. Let's try to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, right there. Now, we want it to counter what they did with the aluminum. So we're going to go, instead of being straight, we're going to go with an angle. Now, I'm going to turn this around and let you see what I'm trying to do, give you a better idea. See, by laying that belly down, I had to pull the light out of the way so you can get a little better idea. See how I've, gotten near touching the aluminum with it, okay? I'm digging downward. I'm not chopping a whole lot, believe it or not, out of the inside diameter of the seat. You don't want to do that because it can loosen the seat's ability to crush. But if you do it at an angle where it's not really digging too much out, but except for the edge, what it will do is what it's doing here and barely start to kiss off into the aluminum. That's what we're after, so that when you run your finger across there, you don't feel this big difference from the iron seat to the aluminum. What I don't understand is, I know for a fact that Surdy makes cutters that do this. Probably they don't want to switch to that because they can't throw as many heads out. It might be a two-step process. So if they have to switch cutters, they'd have to do one to clean the bowl and hit the bottom angle, then another one to do the seat, would be my guess as to why they're doing that. So this should have been done when it come out of the factory so that transition, you can't even feel it. But they didn't do it, and that's what I'm doing, and it does make a difference on them numbers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and commence to doing it. I'll show you how I do an intake seat. Since I'm right here at it, like one of my viewers wrote in, hey, you know, try to get a better view on the angle. Sir, I do the best I can. You can't imagine how hard it is to get this camera up inside of them ports. I try to do it the best I can for you, so bear with me. I know I'm a lot better now than what I used to be. So anyway, I'm going to go in here. And you just take your finger and go back and forth until you feel it start to go away. Now what that's going to do is it's going to make a ridge in the aluminum, but that's okay because the ridge is protruding outward past the hardened seat, and I can go back in there with an aluminum cutter and lightly touch that down and it'll pull it in, and that's what we're going to be after. I'll try to demonstrate it. when I'm done with the hook. But let me show you the difference right now. Look at this. See my hook? I start the aluminum, there's almost no difference at all. I can't hook it, I can't catch anything. That's what we're after. If you can take this hook and drag it across and you don't feel any resistance, and it feels the same on the aluminum as it does on the iron, that's what you're supposed to do. And like I said, I know for a fact Surdy makes a cutter. It's an extended cutter that will go in here and do this and pull it in. They're just not wanting to take the extra time, but for the money they're charging, they should be doing it because they need something, because China and their heads, I mean, you know, it won't be long when they figure out these last little things. A company like ProMax is fixing to put it to them. I would rather have a set of ProMax cylinder heads than this Edelbrock head any day. All right, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and start blending them on. We'll come back and view it when I'm done, and you can see you a side-by-side view. Now this is the one right here where I went in there and pulled the seat down. Now I didn't take but about 30 thousandths or so, maybe 40, in a downward angle, and you can see where I did it and it just barely started to touch into the aluminum. I still got to barely touch the edge on it some, but I thought I'd let you see the motion that I'm using as I'm doing it. It's really difficult in a way because I'm trying to compensate for too much meat being ground out of the bolt. Let me get you a side angle view so you can kind of see what I'm doing here.